Hello and welcome back to the 2021 Fall Meeting hosted by the National Defense Transportation Association and U.S. Transportation Command. Good morning, I'm Captain John Perkins and I'm joined today by Major General Corey Martin. He is the Director of Operations for U.S. Transportation Command. Sir, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks, John.
Sir, first question for you is, what's your impression of how the Fall Meeting is going so far?
Well, first I'd say I want to say a big thanks to the folks that put NDTA together and made it in person this year. I think it's easy to forget the importance of kind of face-to-face contact and the value of side conversations outside the meeting. Sure. So that's fantastic. And I think for the meeting, some of our recent operations highlight that military solutions are not sufficient. And I think NDTA showcases how industry and military can cooperate on some of the tough problems, some of the problems that we still have ahead.
Now, sir, you oversaw the largest airlift, or the evacuation out of Afghanistan, and I just wanted to get your highlights, if you could tell us how the J3, the Director of Operations, and your department played the critical role in that mission.
Yeah, well, TRANSCOM certainly integral to the NEO mission, and I think just well positioned to bridge the mobility requirements that the three geographic combatant commands had that were involved in that, given that kind of end-to-end transportation solution. So the J3, the Director of Operations, we were directing the operational level maneuver of our scarce resources against the highest priority missions that were set by the supported commanders or the joint staff. And so to that end, our Global Operations Center was doing the planning, the real-time coordination with the joint staff, the combatant commands, components, Department of State, Homeland Security, many more, to make the historic airlift a reality.
And sir, you mentioned earlier in your first response about NDTA and how it brings the military and industry together. And there was really no better example of that when the Secretary of Defense ordered the activation of the Civil Reserve Air Fleet to help with the evacuation out of Afghanistan. Can you highlight a little bit of what industry brought to that table and how the commercial airline industry helped our mission?
Yeah, certainly. So the C-17s, the air refuelers, the contingency response forces, they were primarily focused on and in Afghanistan. And so it was really essential to have commercial industry partners be able to complete the movement back to CONUS. So there was the overseas portion of just getting from some of what we call the lily pads to CONUS, and then there was a lot of domestic carriers were taking the NEO packs from the East Coast to the final destination. So really, because of where some of our scarce resources are tied up, essential to have industry involved as well.
Well, sir, I want to thank you for your time and joining us today.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Well, there you have it. Day 3 of the NDTA Fall Meeting is underway. Please join us here at noon when I talk to Major General Heidi Hoyle. She is the commander of the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command. And as always, follow U.S. Transportation on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. See you at noon.